Thanks for being here. Loads to go through today. We've done a lot on United the last few days, so I'm not going to start there. I'm going to start with Liverpool, if I'm being honest with you. Obviously, a really disappointing result for Arne Slot and Liverpool against Sunderland. And in fact, the more I watch that game back, the more I say it was a bit lucky, really, because a good bit of skill by Wirtz, but his shot was going out for a throw and it deflects and goes in. And the pressure's mounting. How are you feeling ahead of this weekend's game towards the match in itself, but also the situation with your manager? Are you worried? Are you concerned? Do you think it's going to start to turn around soon? Where'd you head at with it, Tom?
This is the game on the weekend. I'm terrified because Dominic Calvert-Lewin's fit, and he always causes our centre-backs problems because he's good in aerial duels. And Leeds have midfielders that work hard and run, so they'll win the second balls. And as my manager likes to point out in every single pre-match press conference for some unknown reason, if you want to beat us, that's all you got to do, because he can't figure out how to win second balls. He can't figure out a structure to win second balls. So Leeds really worry me on that front. And then we can't attack. We're awful going forward. The manager, he's run out of ideas. He looks like a man floundering at the best of times with the tactics that we're going for now. We'll change again, because what happens is he'll find a tactic, it'll work for the game. Then the moment it doesn't work, it gets binned and we don't use it again. So we'll go for something different against Leeds. What that difference is, I don't know. But it'll probably be flawed in some way, like all those other ones are. Whether it's pushing, we've got some of the best goal-scoring wingers in the league, so we make them go stand on the touchline. So 0 career goals, Joe Gomez can go stand in the box for a cross that's never going to come in. Or our midfield to win onto it. It's just he's making stupid decisions on the ball, stupid decisions off the ball. The players look completely disinterested. I mean, Sunderland came to Anfield and we treated them like we went to a mid-block, we went to a low block at points. We were scared of Sunderland at Anfield. We couldn't press them well because we were too scared of what damage they could do to us. I don't get how we've got to this point so quickly, and there is no turning it around at this point.
Don't ever let anyone tell you I don't laugh at myself.
But I don't think he can turn it around at this point. I think if he was going to turn it around, we would have seen more signs of it at this point. But we're seeing the same problems, but in different ways, time and time again. Now, the stuff he's saying in press conferences doesn't strike me as a man who knows how to fix this. It strikes me as a man who's completely clueless on how to fix it. And I think it's probably best for all parties that the switch happens sooner rather than later, because the longer this goes on, the further away we're going to get. And with what we spent in the summer and what work this squad needs doing to it, as has been proven by this 4 or 5, it's not even 4 or 5 weeks now, it's 2 months. This 2-month stretch where we've been crap. This squad still needs a lot of work. And if we don't get Champions League football this year, it's going to be a very, very awkward summer when we've got no money, because we've got to pay for all the other signings that we made when we expected Champions League money. So it's a very horrible spot to be in.
I don't think this whole squad work thing is as big as you're making it out to be. Okay, you need a left back actually, no, you already bought a left back in Kirkes. You might need a more traditional right back, but you've got Bradley. So, you got the midfield. The DM is probably the biggest one. I'm looking at, like, okay, cool. You guys need a DM and maybe another left winger. But other than that, it's not like your squad is poor. You know what I mean? It's
we also need probably 2 centre backs.
Yeah, and the centre back positions as well. But like, what? So 3 players that we can say that, okay, cool, Liverpool need. That's not a massive piece of work.
We're going to need a left winger, a right winger, because we need to replace Salah sooner rather than later. At this point in time, he's got 1 year left. If he stays, that is. We need a DM, an 8, because McAllister looks completely off it. We need a right back. We need at least one, probably closest to 2 centre backs. That's 7. That's 6-7 players. After buying 6-7 players last summer, because what the work we've done then has not addressed the problems that were there. There was almost a bit of an arrogance around the club going into the season because of what happened last year.
Mm.
We needed a centre back, but we thought we could just ride it through. And if we got Gahey, we got him. If we didn't, we didn't. We've needed a 6 for 3 years. Gravenberch had a very good season last year. He's not a 6. It's becoming abundantly clear now that he's not a 6. A lot of the problems we are facing this year are because our defence is having to face more opportunities because our midfield is getting so exposed because there isn't a natural 6 there to cut out attacks, to stop attacks. So a lot of these problems are born from almost an arrogance of we don't need to touch the defence in the midfield. We just need to add the firepower. Add the firepower and we'll be all right. The problem is we've added the firepower. We can't outscore teams because we barely create any good chances because the setup's crap. We don't play properly. And in turn, our defence is so exposed and so open that he goes on about, we only conceded like 5-6 shots in a game. Yes, but we're conceding about 1 or 2 very good chances a game. I'd rather concede 10 shots with none of them being good chances than 5 shots with one of them being a good chance. If Federico Chiesa didn't track back all the way from the halfway line to clear it off the line, he's out of a job. He's out of a job.
What's it going to
Yeah.
take? Do you think if you don't beat Leeds this weekend, do you think that's going to be it for you? Like for the club, even not for you, because it feels like you're slow out. You're slow out, right?
I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
You're done, yeah? What do you think it's going to take for the club to get rid of him, bro?
There's a big overarching thing which is in the back of my mind as to why he might get the whole season regardless, and that's what happened in the summer. And the fact that he's probably the only manager on the planet right now who gets how these players are and can probably help them through what they're going through. That might be a saving. It sounds horrible to say, but that might be a saving grace. The fact of the matter is, if we lose again, we have won 4 out of our last 14 games. He should have been gone 4 or 5 games ago. With each game that we fail to win, it's that one. It's that one. Even if we do win, if we beat Leeds 1-0 thanks to a 95th minute goal and we've rode our luck, it still needs to go. I just don't see how we get it around.
Do you think there's plans to like try and fix things in January in terms of bringing in a centre back? You might try for Gahey again. I haven't really heard many links on that side. I highly doubt you're going to sign like a DM or anything at the minute. You still got Endo there, innit? You know what I mean?
Even if they do sign, say, a centre back or DM, whoever, what the problem is doesn't look personnel like for the most part. I do think there's issues with like maybe some players not performing or dropping levels, but like overall, I look at him like even if they got a new centre back, does that change the lack of goals? Does that change some of the chances they're conceded? Like one centre back's going to fix the fact that they can't deal with high balls, maybe, but I don't think that's the case, you know. So I think Slot is in his Ten Hag era, like in his second season, where he's being so stubborn with the way that he wants to play. Because last season he didn't play that he wanted to play; he played towards the players like Ten Hag did. Now he switched it to more like what he wants, and it's not working in the Prem. And he's just being stubborn enough not to fix it. Because I think we all know and we all believe that Slot's capable enough of a manager to change it around and maybe try different things, but he chooses not to because he wants to make sure that his way is the highway, you know, and that's it. And unfortunately for Liverpool, they've got a decision on their hands. Do you stick with him for the end of the season or do you pull the trigger? Man United, we stuck with Ten Hag for a season. We got an FA Cup, but even then we should have let him go, but we didn't. Will that happen with Liverpool again? Because you never know. You might end up winning with silverware still at the end of the season.
The thing is, for us, there's an opportunity presenting itself in the summer where there's a World Cup year and there's normally a lot of there's a big manager merry-go-round after a World Cup where countries will replace their manager with another one. And then that. So for me, I'm looking at Nagelsmann with Germany. If Germany, you know, failed to achieve, I'd be quite happy to bring Nagelsmann in. I'd be looking at maybe what's going on at Real Madrid with Xabi Alonso. If player power wins over there, I'd be looking at that.
You sure you want those problems at your club? You're not seeing what's happening with Amorim, bro. You want the back free thing as well. That ain't Liverpool. That ain't. You ain't grown up on that, have you?
I mean, we played the back to 8 points in that. Yeah, and Klopp played the back to 8 points.
What manager?
Yeah, and Klopp played the back to 8 points.
Yeah, but
to be fair though, with Alonso,
wasn't that like that? Come on, like Klopp.
I mean, when we say a back three, now football's gone in a way where like pretty much every team plays a back three at some point.
But
your wing backs will be your wingers, bro. Like you will have your wing backs having to be the ones that are creating and scoring.
At least then the 70 million quid I spent on wing backs would actually get a bit more use out of it than what I've got at the minute, where they look so out of the depth trying to play as fullbacks because we're not platforming them correctly.
To be fair, Xavi's not a bad shout because he actually doesn't play three at the back as much as you thought at Real Madrid. He has gone
changed it. Yes.
So he's got the ability to switch it. But
I think the issue is Xavi. Of what I watched of Bayer Leverkusen, for Alonso to work, the players of this is the problem with some manager systems, and I actually will defend Ruben to an extent here, even though I think he should go. Is the system requires intensity for the large part of the game, and I just don't think United have a squad with the overall will from every player to work that hard, not for 90 minutes, but to do it every single game. And I think that's something that takes a long time to fix. Real Madrid for years have been a team of, well, people going about moments team. They're a good team. They work hard, but they've been a team that's had so much quality. It's Vinicius dribbles past three people and cuts it back and they score a goal. They've not been a team under Ancelotti that won all those trophies that you watched and went, they play in a very regimented way. It was very free. And I think you can do that at some clubs when you have that abundance of talent. But as soon as you start, my fear, I felt with Alonso, it was either going to go very, very well. I think my prediction was he's either going to become a great manager there and win multiple trophies regularly, or it might all end in tears. It was always going to go one of those two ways. And I feel that there is the potential of it going really, really wrong. When you consider that high line of Flick, I mean, it doesn't get exposed as much in Spain, I suppose, because a lot of teams play with high lines and
I would want to play that. I'd have a heart attack every game.
That's a hard thing as well. I get where Liverpool fans are wanting Slot out. A team that won the league last year, a team that has spent loads of money and you've gone off the boil. I think if you do go and pick the right manager, you can turn things around really quickly. I don't have that same energy for my own club because even if we get the right coach, it's still years and years of work ahead. And I feel no excitement about the idea of a new manager coming in, like none. It's just boring to me. But in terms of this weekend, I mean, Leeds are going to be bolstered now by the result over Chelsea. I think they were very good.
Thanks for that, Don. Thanks for that.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro. I'm sure. Listen, bro. I've been to certain grounds like Palace away and that, yeah. And this was the best atmosphere I've experienced myself, Tom. Like the ultras, it honestly felt like they gave them second wind. Because even our players, like we're not in the Chelsea section yet, but players were just not even passing to Chelsea top because they're getting pressed, they're getting scared. They were rocking in there, bro. Like the long balls. You said about Calvert-Lewin. They're going to play Calvert-Lewin and the other guy next to him. Yeah, I forgot my man's name. They might even mention
Okafor.
Not Okafor, the other one, the striker. Okafor came. The Metro. Yeah, they'll play him, right? And they run, and you're not good on set pieces. I don't know how many goals they've scored on set pieces this season, but they gave us a few problems in the box.
I can tell you how many we conceded. 10.
Hey, I'm telling you, Tom, what it is for me. If you quieten that crowd, you're gonna have a chance of winning the game. But the way you lot have been playing right now, the frailties in your team, the long balls, like you're saying, Van Dijk and Konate looking a mess. I don't see you lot leaving that place with a W, bro. There's so many intangibles that you need to beat at that place, and we struggle. We
won't be able to quieten that down. We're very good at the minute at quieting down Anfield and getting away grounds going. That's what we're very good at the minute. We quiet down our home crowd because we're at the game, we're trying to get it going, and then we watch. Insert any player from the midfield or defense, give it away, and everyone goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And then we go to away games. They do that, and they go, "Oh, here we go."
I hear that, but what Leeds also did to Chelsea, and I'm only going by what the commentators were saying. I don't watch enough of Leeds' game. They went to ironically, he said three at the back. They went to a three at the back for the first time this season. But what they did is they then put three midfielders. So Man United system is three at the back, four in midfield, and then like 2 10s and a striker. What they did was three at the back, 5 in midfield, 2 strikers. Obviously, then they can drop to a back 5 or have 5 in midfield very, very easily.
It was a 5-3-2. It was a 5-3-2 basically. It was 2 strikers, 3 midfielders, and 5 at the back.
Yeah, well, it went from a 3-5-2 to a 5-3-2, depending if they were attacking or mid or sitting back and defending. The issue for that formation is that you've got a packed out central area and a packed out in the middle and then a packed out defense. And what was very hard for Chelsea was to play around it. And this is where Liverpool could come unstuck this weekend. that first 15 minutes, no team in the Premier score more goals in the opening 15 minutes in Leeds. They are going to come out like a freight train. That's what you've got to handle. I feel very much like I thought Chelsea would come back in their game, to be fair, which we'll touch on in a moment. But I think if they score first, they beat you because your team's confidence is gone. The mentality of your side. And I look at certain players in your team, and I know, I've defended them on a bit of content that's coming out.